But now it's super easy to just take vinyl and put it on one of those
Yeah.
ion record players that you have in there.
I've
Just
never
kidding.
I've never digitized the
No,
vinyl.
it's all good. I'm only kidding. I want one too. Because my house, actually, the way it goes is living room, all vinyl. Just vinyl
Oh.
everywhere. Record player, shitty record player. Like, we have this $50 fucking
Oh, I'm sure it sounds
all-in-one
great
thing.
though.
And
Yeah.
it's great. It sounds killer. And then all over the house, iPod ports. You know, those
Sure.
little things. Because,
Sure.
I'm not a total... I mean, you have to be kind of techie.
Well, yeah. Even like the biggest record collectors, I'm sure, have iPods, and you can't
Yeah,
listen
I
to
mean,
records
you
in the
have
car.
to. You have to just to work in the
Yeah.
music industry, just to work in the recording part of it. You
Yeah.
have to be able to, I mean, I'm definitely full nerd, but I just still prefer that ceremony. That's all.
Definitely.
So that's what that song was about.
Okay, ask you a question about another song. Errands. What was the inspiration behind that song?
Um,
Or what is that song?
I wrote that song about when I kind of started writing that song about someone that I know, and then I decided that it wasn't really gonna be. It just didn't feel it. I wasn't feeling it or something, and so it kind of took a. It happens to me a lot when I'm writing lyrics. I'll start out writing about one thing, and realize I just don't have enough words for it, or I just don't feel strongly enough about it, or I'm just too indifferent to take any kind of road,
Yeah.
And so then I jump to another subject within the lyric framework I already have,
Yeah.
and I just decided to write it about tweakers,
Yeah.
and there's no direct. I mean, I've had tons of experience with people with tweakers, but there's no direct couple or something. But I just kind of imagine this couple, and the way people that are drug addicts think in general, the way they just eventually burn all their bridges in a town, and then they just in Paris they kind of go, let's split. Maybe we'll go there and they'll understand us. We'll be more comfortable in our kind of sketchiness. And so I just imagine this couple driving from California to New York,
Gotcha.
and just they just exhausted everything.
I wasn't sure if that was about touring and about like just personal experiences, but yeah.
It's pretty ambiguous
Yeah.
lyrically, but that's what I had in my head when
Okay.
I was writing it. So
Gotcha. Well, with this Lagwagon tour coming to an end, and with you playing some solo shows in between the tour, I know that you're thinking about doing a tour coming up. Can you tell me what you're thinking about doing? Of your solo material.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking about the fact that I don't really feel that comfortable on stage doing it yet, and it's just a new thing to me, and that it would benefit me to play consecutive shows.
Sure.
And I'm really kind of into the idea of being able to do an acoustic show where my voice hasn't already been almost entirely sacrificed to the Lagwagon gods. I mean, I generally sing, I'm sure, and I've had teachers that have confirmed this, improperly. So, I really work my voice, and I have this regimen on tour just to be able to sing it all with Lagwagon. And so doing an acoustic show on a night off is always a bittersweet experience. It's nice and it's cool, but I don't have like my full voice to deal with. So most importantly, I'm looking forward to being able to actually do acoustic shows where my voice is 100%.
Killer.
Haven't done that yet. But also just getting better at it and more comfortable at it. Like the people that I've admired that do it. I mean, I'm nowhere near, and I enjoy it. It's a powerful medium, and a powerful position to be in, because if you're used to being in a band, you're always relying on other people, and you have this backup. Like if you fuck up, it's all good because you got four other dudes at least that have your back. On the other hand, when you really want to feel a song, you're emoting and feeling, through a filter.
Right.
It's other people. You can't directly connect to that one, moment, and control it. And you can with an acoustic. When you're by yourself, you have this amazing power. You can slow down. You can change the dynamics whenever you want. You can move a capo and change the key if it suits your voice better. And I think that the idea of getting better at that and getting more comfortable with that and becoming experienced at that is just like alluring, because it's awesome to be a songwriter and to be able to really kind of emote the song that you're trying to, to get your point across. I think it's going to be powerful.
Definitely.
For me, I'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, a side question that's not, about the solo record or about Lagwagon. I know that in the past you've said that there's bad Astronaut material that's never been released, and I know some of the fans of your songwriting are curious about that and what your plans are for that.
Well, God, it keeps hitting the back burner.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on.
I know, it's so crazy. It's like, there's like, I don't know, 11, 12. At one point I thought there were 13 songs that we just never released, and most of which aren't finished at all. Almost all of them don't have vocals or have scratch vocals or something. And I just, it's a tough thing because it's obviously the main purpose of releasing that stuff is just to release everything that Derek ever drummed on because he's dead, and I think that people should hear everything he did, especially some of the stuff that I think is really good that he did with me. But whether I kind of try to honor exactly what it was that we were able to complete, or like do what I did with the last record, which is basically rebuild it and make it a real record, it remains to be decided. I haven't decided yet how to do it. I think I'm probably going to be the weirdo that I always am and just work on it for a year and make a great record out of it, or at least a good record out of it, for Derek, and then put the stuff out. But yeah, it's a lot of work. And then, that said, there's just always other things happening in my life, and I have a family as well, so it's kind of hard to find time for it.
I was going to ask you, that leads me to a question I had. When, Me First Gimme Gimme's tour, Lagwagon tours, now your solo tours, playing favorite stuff. How do you schedule all that? Is it basically first come, first serve? Is it?
I try to.
And how far in advance do you plan out your life?
I plan a long, long time in advance, and there are some things that because they have a precedent, they take, they have priority as well. Like Lagwagon, that is, got to be first for me.
Yeah.
Because I owe it to them, And when Lagwagon stuff comes up, that pretty much wins. But I try to, whatever I'm working on, just make it the one thing on the table.
Right.
Try really hard not to work on too many things at the same time, or at all, because I feel like then you end up compromising. But it's really hard because on one hand, the reason that I stay so busy is that I think a lot of people are content with being in one band and having tons of downtime and just doing it, that one band thing, and especially people who don't write music, and they're just players in bands.
Sure.
I don't even really get that at all. It's kind of like, well, wait, what do you do? Do you do this or not? This is what I do.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit around. I like to spend a little bit of time at home for sure with my family as much as possible. But if I'm home for a month, I'll work a couple weeks of the month on music because that's what I do.
Definitely.
So a lot of times your band has put a record out, you've done all the tours, there's nobody really ready to work again on a new record, and you want to do something, so inevitably you start another band.
Yeah.
Now, maybe I've started too many. I think I have. But I'm always busy.
Yeah.
And I feel very fortunate because of that.
Definitely.